Tuesday is Choose English Day. From 1 p.m. to 4:20 p.m., join your equipped and efficient elementary English tutors as they bring fun and exciting learning in the world of English. Let us help make your educational journey in English easier and simpler. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 4:20 p.m. Only here at ETUlay official Facebook page and YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello, good afternoon, maayong hapon to everyone who's watching us through our official DepEd ETUlay FB page and DepEd ETUlay YouTube channel.
Yes, magandang hapon sa lahat ng mga mag-aral, guro at mga magulang na nakatutok sa atin ngayon. It's Tuesday and it's Choose English Day.
And still on screen, ang inyong alas sa English 4, this is Tutor Ace.
At ako pa rin pong inyong katuwang tungo sa karunungan. This is Tutor Ann, all the way from the land of sweet surprises, Negros Occidental.
And still seeing and believing the champions in you. We are your online tutors for English 4. And syempre, Tutor Ann, before we proceed, we have a couple of reminders for our champion learners for this afternoon. Starting with, syempre, palagi nating nire-remind to. Always show respect kahit sa ating comment section pa yan. Alright? Palaging maging respectful with your classmates. At ano pa ba yung gagawin nila, Tutor Ann?
Yes, tama yan, Tutor Ace. And also, dear tuties, don't forget to click the share button. Ika nga nila, di ba? Sharing is caring, di ba? So, click the share button at nang marami pa ang makasali at makapanood sa atin ngayong hapon ito.
All right, so we are encouraging everyone to go ahead and share ang ating tutorial session for this Tuesday afternoon. And Tutor Ann, why don't we start with our 1-minute shout out para sa ating mga champion learners. Please do the honors, Tutor Ann.
Yes, sisimulan ko na dito, Tutor Ace, of course, sa nangunguna nating tutor this afternoon, Yana Ray Leonardo. Good afternoon from Tilapayang Elementary School with her advisor, Mrs. Evelyn Mendoza Francisco. And we also have here, good afternoon din kay Shaina May Esquivel, watching from GRSNHS, Schools Division of Camarines Sur. And we also have Eileen, good afternoon. And also good afternoon to Loton Evangelista, also to Carl Gian, Prince with Niepes, good afternoon. Ria Janine Horospe. Sino pa ba? Tutor Ace.
Yes, Tutor Ann. Na-notice ko parang hindi pala tumatakbo yung timer natin. All right. So here goes. So you ended with Carl Gian, am I correct? Ayan. So we also have here Eileen McPrince. Yes, you did mention McPrince. Hello, McPrince. How are you doing? Ria, Amethyst, Muros, grade 4, Modesty. English teacher niya, syempre, the one and only, Ma'am Merwin Cese Francisco. Of Francisco Benitez Elementary School. All right. Ma'am Merwin Cese, magandang hapon po. Who else do we have there? Okay, Heavenly. Good afternoon as well. Jacob. Okay, and Sino pa ba? Angelo, hello, hello. Caleb, Lawton Evangelista, grade 4 Chastity. Ayon. Okay, so once again, good afternoon and welcome sa ating tutorial session for English 4. And with that being said, syempre, this would be our tradition almost every week na to. So we have here Tutor and our quarter 3 week 4 champs, and allow me to share or allow me to present them to you, starting with the one and only Jacob T. Estrella. Ayon. Congratulations, Jacob. So this is a sample of his work about how trees are important. Who else do we have there?
Of course, kasunod naman, we have here Clint Cedric Tabieros from Post Elementary School, Calamba, Laguna. And he chose the key sentence that women can make a difference. Ayan, good job, Clint.
Hello, Clint, ang aking kapwa Negrosano na. Ayan. All right. Ryan Matthew Kobar. Ayan. So Ryan was also able to take a picture of his work. He also talked about trees, the importance of trees, that is. We also have here Eileen Okut. Here's a sample of her work. Who else do we have there? Tutor Ann.
We also have here Aaron Richard Z. Lennon from Francisco Benitez Elementary School. The key sentence that he chose was plants need sunlight. And then we also have here Rihanna Flores from Pilapayong Elementary School with her work. Her output is all about also the importance of trees.
Our next week 4 champion for quarter 3, we have Zaira Juliano from San Pedro Villa Concepcion Elementary School. All right, so here's a sample of her work, and she focused on how reading is a good hobby. Next, we have here Gian Leva. All right, so Gian, here's the work of Gian, also talking about how trees are important. Okay,
Yes, and we also have here Jermer Balila from Francisco Benitez Elementary School. His work or his output was all about reading as a good hobby. And also next to Jermer, we have your Lawton C. Evangelista III from Francisco Benitez Elementary School. And his output focused on reading as a good hobby as well.
our next week 4 champion is none other than Yana Rain Leonardo of Tilapayong Elementary School, and this is her work. She also talked about how trees are important. At syempre, eto din. We also have with us as one of our week 4 champs, Heavenly Tangian. Here's the work of Heavenly, also about how trees are important.
And of course, eto, we also have Prince Luke Nieves from Francisco Benitez Elementary School. And his output was all about yung key sentence na napili ni Prince is that reading is a good hobby.
All right, there you go. So those are our week 4 champions. Once again, congratulations. I know that you're very excited to start our lesson for week 5 because our topic will be all about the use of graphic organizers in text read. All right. So are you ready with your pen, paper, and module? If so, then go ahead and comment that in the comment section. Ready na po, tutors. Ayan. So, Tutor Ann, for the past few weeks, what have we learned about?
Yes, for the past few weeks, we have learned already about adverbs, adverbs of manner, place, time, and then we also have learned about writing directions using signal words, distinguish between general and specific statement. And last week, we were able to learn also on identifying the main idea, key sentences, and supporting details from text listened to. And today, we are now learning on how to use appropriate graphic organizers in text read.
There you go. And Tutor Ann, according to our champion learners this afternoon, ready na sila for our for another afternoon of learning. And of course, before we proceed, pasasalamatan natin our reference module prepared by DepEd Region 5. Thank you so much, DepEd Region 5, for this very comprehensive module. And Tutor Ann, what do we hope to achieve for this afternoon?
For this afternoon, our tutees should be able to do the following. The first one is to familiarize with the different kinds of graphic organizers, show comprehension of the text read by answering the questions correctly, and lastly is to be able to use graphic organizer in presenting ideas from a text.
All right, so once again, that's all about graphic organizers. So let's start this afternoon with an activity. Here goes the instruction for our first activity this afternoon. All right, so direction reads: read the short text, then complete the graphic organizer on the next slide. All right, now here's the thing. Before we read this, we would like to show you the graphic organizer first, and we would strongly suggest, we would recommend that you copy this one sa inyong paper, for example, or sa inyong notebooks, because this is what we're going to answer later on. As we, habang binabasa namin ni Tutor yung reading selection, you're going to have to take down notes. Ano ba yung problem? Ano ba yung solution? Yun yun. All right. So let's give them probably 10 seconds to copy this one. Again, champion learners, I'd like you to take note, pay attention to what's being shown on your screens right now, and then copy this one, and then we're going to fill it out later. Okay. So I believe this is actually very simple. Problem, one rectangle, solutions, three rectangles below that. Okay na ba? Sige. All right, so let's go back to the selection. Tutoran, far away.
All right, so the text reads: bullying continues to affect young students. Young learners tend to air their likes or dislikes to the rest of the internet community. As a result, many become victims of bullying. A simple post of a picture revealing awkward situations of a person can affect the victim forever. Expressing one's feelings or thoughts is normal, but it should come with responsibility. This problem has to stop, and the only way to stop it is to inculcate respect among young students. They must be taught how to become a responsible internet user. Parents and teachers must join hands to put remedies to this problem. Ayan,
Ayun.
Sir
So thank you
A.
for that one, Tutoran. Yes, go ahead, please.
Ayan. So, eto naman, let us first, based on the text that we have just read, now, dear cuties, we would like you to identify first the problem mula sa binasa nating teksto. What was the problem presented on the text that we have just read? Sige nga.
All right.
Or,
So
yeah, yes, Tutor Ace, or probably we could just go back to the text once more so that we
sure.
could have or go over with the text presented earlier. Pero actually, Tutor Ace, meron na tayong sagot.
Mhm.
According to Heavenly, Caleb, and McPrince, we have here bullying. Ang ating problem, or the problem presented in this text is bullying. So let's see.
All right. Bullying nga ba yung ating problem doon sa ating selection na binasa? You are correct. Congratulations, everyone. The problem is indeed bullying. Now, syempre, as explained earlier, we also have to identify the solutions presented in the text. Sige, yun naman yung ating challenge sa kanila for this afternoon, Tutor Ann.
And speaking of which, Tutor Ace, meron na tayong mga sagot. Some of them actually have given already one solution, and the rest could actually do that. One or two solutions you could actually provide in our comment section here. We have here from McPrince, Lif Niepes. We have here one solution based on the text we have read: inculcate respect among young students. Diba? And sino ba
This is
ba yung
actually correct.
nakapagbigay? Yeah. So
Mhm.
the same answer also from Heavenly. How about the others? Eto, sabi ni Yana Rain, become a responsible internet user. The same, inculcate respect din. Diba? Kagaya ng palagi nating sinasabi dito sa ating online tutorial, first thing you have to, of course, show respect, diba?
That is correct. So hindi lang limited yung bullying within the classroom, Tutor Ann. It can also happen online, which is why, yun nga yung sinasabi mo, palagi nating reminder sa kanila, always show respect kahit mapa-comment section pa yan. All right. So we also have here another answer from Caleb. Teach them how to become responsible internet users. Yes, yun din, inculcate respect, maging responsable tayo. All right, so Tutoran, shall we reveal the answers now? All right, so
Yes.
once again, we have here bullying, and then here's a follow-up answer from Caleb as well. Parents and teachers must join hands to put remedies. And here's another one from Zaira. Allow me to share this with you as well. Be responsible students, and you must be respectful to one another. Ayun, so here are Solutions, Tutor Ann, starting with, syempre, na-point out na nila kanina, inculcate respect among students.
Tama. Pangalawa, tutor A's, meron din, they must be taught how to become a responsible internet user. And lastly, that is of course that parents and teachers must join hands to put remedies on this problem.
Ayun. So, in my assessment, Shuran, paunang activity pa lang to, parang nakuha talaga nila kung ano yung hinahanap natin. Sige, let's proceed with another activity here. Now, we have a text that we would like to read to you, but before that, syempre, unlocking of difficult words tayo, or new words that is, syempre, para mas mabilis natin maintindihan yung selection na ibabasa natin. So, Tutor Ann, directions read the sentences and be able to identify the meaning of the underlined words using context clues. Choose the letter of the correct answer from the given choices. Number one, Tutor Ann.
Right, for number one, we have here the typhoon did not destroy our sturdy house. So, ibig sabihin ng salitang sturdy being underlined in our first item here. And we have here our choices. A, quiet, B, strong, C, having a sweet smell, D, a substance added to soil or land, or E, sticky fine grained soil molded when wet, dried, and baked to make pots. So, ano ibig sabihin ng salitang sturdy?
Yes, and Tutor Ann, we have answers coming in, starting with McPrince answering B. Sturdy daw is another word for strong. That's sinasangayunan din yan ni Gian, Lawton, Yana Rain. They all agree with McPrince that the correct answer is letter B. Mary Sofia Camacho, also letter B. The correct answer for number one is
Of course, letter B. Sturdy means strong. So good job, everyone.
good job, everyone. So number two, it is a peaceful night since everybody is fast asleep. All right, so the underlined word is peaceful. Choices are letter A, quiet, letter B, strong, letter C, having a sweet smell, letter D, a substance added to soil or land, letter E, sticky fine grained soil molded when wet, dried, and baked to make pots. Okay, so the underlined word is peaceful.
And we have our answers here, tutor A's, from Zeus, Gian, Mary Sophia, Germer, Lotan, Dennis, McPrince, Eileen, Clint. Actually, lahat sila tutor A's. Peaceful daw is letter A, quiet. Are they correct?
Ayun, so the correct answer for number two is letter A, quiet.
So number three na tayo. Number three, butterflies visit the fragrant flowers in the garden. Our underlined word here is fragrant. So we still have the same set of choices here. So alin dito yung definition or ano ibig sabihin ng salitang fragrant based on the
Mhm.
context it was used.
All right, so we have here Tutor and Angelo saying that the correct answer is letter C, having a sweet smell. Okay, so Jaromir, letter C, heavenly. Letter C, Dennis. Okay, Gian Clint, letter C. McPrince. The rest of the champion learners answered letter C for number three. The correct answer for number three is
Letter C. Ayan.
okay, and number four.
Number four, handle the pots with care. They are made of clay. So we have here the word underlined is clay. So we still have the same set of choices. So alin dito yung definition ng salitang clay? Is it A, B, C, D, or E?
All right, so Tutor Ann, we have McPrince saying that the correct answer for number four is letter E. Lawton, letter E. Jyromir, letter E. Mary, Angelo, letter E. What is the correct answer?
The correct answer for number four is letter E. Sticky fine grained soil molded when wet, dried, and baked to make pots.
Ayon, and we have here number five. You have to put fertilizer on the plants to keep them healthy. Same set of options, same choices. What is the meaning of fertilizer?
Yeah, so let's just eto na. Super Ace. For number five, we have here McPrince saying it's letter D. The same answer also from Germer, Caleb, Dennis, Althea, and Zyra. Are they correct? Fertilizer, letter D.
Number five, the correct answer is indeed letter D. All right, a substance added to soil or land. All right, congratulations, kiddos. We would like to know your scores in the comment section. Type them in. And I'm very confident, Shooter Ann, that they were able to get a perfect score. So, sige, comment nyo na ang inyong scores for that, for our vocabulary uh, test for this afternoon. All right?
Yes, at gaya nga ng sinabi mo, Shooter Ace, hindi ka nga nagkakamali dahil lahat sila nakakuha ng 5 out of 5, which only shows that they will find our text easy to understand. So let's present na yung selection na kanilang dapat na basahin this afternoon. So we will be reading this to you and we are expecting everyone also to read with us at your own home. So, eto na, sisimulan ko na. Tutor Ace, we have here the selection entitled Home by Maria Francia and Bulacan. So, let's begin. My family and I live in a far but peaceful town. We live in a small hut surrounded by plants. We help each other in keeping our home neat and clean. Father and I work on our garden every morning. It is filled with green, leafy vegetables. We built a sturdy fence around it and painted it blue.
And to continue, Mother has her garden too. Our front lawn is filled with fragrant and colorful flowers. Mother and sister have pink clay pots. They remove the weeds that grow, water them every day, and put fertilizer too. We feel happy looking at all these things growing around the house. It makes the surroundings look happy and lively. It feels fun helping one another in keeping our home beautiful and filling it with love too. All right. So we have a couple of questions for you, champion learners. I hope you're able to digest the article that we read earlier. First question for you this afternoon is, what is the text about?
Yes,
All right.
patungkol saan yung binasa natin na teksto. Sige nga. And we have here an answer. Ang bilis, sabi ni Caleb, it's all about home. Sabi ni Eileen, it's all about home. The same also from Heavenly. Are they correct? Should there is?
Tignan natin. All right. So the answer, yes, the text is about home. Tama. All right. Number two.
Eto, walang right or wrong answer to. It depends on their, ano lang, sa sariling sagot nila. So number 2, in what ways can you help maintain a clean home? Ayan. So, tumutulong ba ang lahat sa mga pagpapanatili ng palinisan ng kanilang mga tahanan? So, Therese, we will find out soon, di ba? Ano kayong
Correct.
ginagawa nila?
Hindi lang
Yes,
masipag sa pag-aral, masipag din sa gawaing bahay, di ba?
yes,
Yun
tama.
yun.
Dapat ganyan. Ikaw, Tutor Ace, ano nga ginagawa mo to maintain your house clean?
Well, I make my bed every morning when I wake up. That's the first thing that I do. All right, and syempre, I definitely help with the household chores. Parang natatawa ka.
No, it only
Binibiro lang.
amazes me because of course you do household
Yes,
chores, di ba? At
syempre.
gaya nga rin ng ating mga chuti sa Tutor Ace,
Mhm.
we have your sabi ni Eileen by cleaning the house. Siguro si Eileen does a lot of work, di ba? And we also have here Yana, sabi ni Yana, doing household chores po. Sabi ni Caleb, mop the floor. Ayan, nagsisipag ng ating mga cuties dito, Tutor Ace. At sabi ni Lotto, nagmamop din ng floor at saka mopping and sweeping the floor. Ayan. Sabi ni Clint, sweep and do not scatter.
Sabi naman ni Caleb, nag-organize siya ng kanyang mga gamit, Tutor Ann. Ayun, according kay Althea, clean the house and don't throw trash everywhere. Tama yan, Althea. Right? So I hope everyone's actually doing that as well. McPrince by sweeping and by mopping and doing other chores. Who else do we have here? Here, okay. Lord Wayne Eluna doing the chores. There you go. All right. So I'm proud and I'm glad to know that everyone is actually uh, helping in household chores and maintaining the house clean. All right.
Yes.
So,
Speaking of
mhm,
actually sharing ideas, diba, Tutor Ace? Actually, basing on the text, there are two ways that we could do to present yung mga napag-alaman natin ng mga informasyon mula sa tekstong binasa natin. And we have it here nga. So I'd like everyone to please take note of how these ideas are being presented. We will be presenting to you we will be presenting it to you in two ways. So please observe and take notice on the difference between these two presentations. So for presentation A here, tutor A, we have here the following listed down on how to keep our home neat and clean. And we have it here. First one, father and I work in our garden every morning. We built a sturdy fence around the garden and painted it blue. Mother and sister filled the front lawn with fragrant and colorful flowers. And lastly is that they remove the weeds that grow, water them every day, and put fertilizer. To all of these statements were taken from the text that we have read. Diba? So, enumerating lang. So, ano bang second presentation, Tutor Ace?
Yes, eto naman. We have another way of presenting that information. Here goes presentation B. All right, so kung kanina napalist tayo doon, dito naman meron tayo, gumamit naman tayo ng shapes, and that's where we put in the information that we needed. At merong color coding dito. The topic or the title is actually found at the center. And then above that, we have father and I, and doon nakalagay yung mga activities na ginagawa ni na father at saka yung author, di ba? Whereas, doon naman sa baba, yun naman yung mga ginagawa ni na mother and sister. And like I said earlier, merong color coding. Si father, orange, father and the author, orange yung ginagamit doon to present that information. Mother and sister, green naman. Ayun.
Tama. Now, between these two presentation, yung presentation A at saka presentation B, which one do you find it easier to understand the information being presented? Sige nga, presentation A ba o presentation B? Saan yung mas, you're on mute, Tutor Ace.
Apologies. Ayun. Kung alin sa kanila yung mas mabilis intindihin yung pagkatingin mo pa lang, nakikita mo na if para sa anong information na to, kanino ba nabibilong yung qualities na ganito or activities na ganito. So sige, survey tayo sa inyo. Alin para sa inyo yung
Mas
easier
mabilis
to understand
maintindihan.
presentation?
Yes,
Yes,
at ito
correct.
na nga, actually, Tutor Ace, marami ang nagsasabi that they were able to understand it better if the ideas or information were presented in the way it was presented in presentation B. Bakit nga ba, Tutor Ace?
Okay, sige. I would actually agree with that because presentation B is more appealing and easy to understand. At ito yung tinatawag natin. This is an example of a graphic organizer. We already have one of our champion learners comment that kanina while we were talking about presentation B. Caleb, you are correct. This is an example of a graphic organizer. So ano ba yung, how do we define a graphic organizer, Tutor Ann?
Tama yan, Tutor Ace. Actually, a graphic organizer is a combination of text and images. Kanina, you pointed that out. Kung gumagamit tayo ng shapes, we have colors here. It is to help present the details or ideas in a short, clear, and understandable manner. Kung kanina, dun sa presentation B, we listed down all the information in complete sentences. Dito, kapag gumamit tayo ng graphic organizers, we only have it in the shortest and clearer and more understandable way, di ba?
That is correct. According to Heavenly Tutor and Presentation B, because it's organized by colors.
Yes,
Ayun, tama ka
tama.
dyan. All right, and if I may add to that, Tutor Ann, instead of expressing the ideas in complete sentences, gaya ng sa dun sa uh, Presentation A, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually possible to just to use phrases to emphasize important points. Hindi mo kailangang i-copy yung buong pangungusap at ilagay dun sa graphic organizer or in this case sa shapes natin dyan. You can just simply take out a phrase and just, pick out the most important, emphasize the most important points.
Yes, tama yan, Tutor Ace. Alam mo, I really love this discussion that we're having right now because even our tutees are sharing their ideas. Kagaya nga, sabi dito ni
Correct.
McPrince, sabi niya, graphic organizers are also used for teaching and learning. Exactly. And even when you're studying, you could actually use also graphic organizers in organizing your thoughts, di ba? Para mas, di kailangan na very detailed, but you could use Ito na nga, shapes, images, di ba? And sabi ni Caleb dito, it's easy for me to understand and remember. Do you agree with that, Chitra A?
Yes. Agree ako dyan. All right. So let's have a uniform definition, Cheer Ann, about graphic organizers. Graphic organizers are charts or visuals which are used to represent what we think of. They can help us understand what we read. All right. So additional information.
Yes, they are also useful tools in organizing and presenting information in a short, understandable manner. They can be in any form, design, shape, or size as long as they show or represent how much you understood the text, right? So you have the freedom on how to design your graphic organizer.
All right, and some common types of graphic organizers can show a sequence of events, problem solution, description, similarities and differences, and more. And tutor Ann, let's show them. Ano ba yung mga examples of graphic organizers? Mind you, champion learners, hindi pa lahat to. We only took out, the most popular graphic organizers, but ang dami pa nito. All right, so let me start with eto on the left side of your screen. You can find there the concept map. All right, next we have the Venn diagram found there in the middle. It's actually to compare two things, their similarities and differences, and we also have a storyboard as a graphic organizer as well.
Yes, meron din tayong cause and effect diagram. We also have your description or prediction chart. And lastly, the main idea. So, very useful to sa ating topic last week, right? Presenting main idea, and then at the
That is
bottom
correct.
boxes there, you could put the supporting details.
All right, so we have learning task number one para sa inyo, champion learners. Ito yung directions natin. Use the graphic organizers to present the details about the topic given. All right, sige. So let's proceed. We have here a selection. So children, let's show them first, di ba? Or ano ba yung gagawin natin? Let's show them first kung ano yung graphic organizer na gagawin nila.
Yes,
All right,
that's
so
right.
eto. So this is how it's going to look like. I'd like you to take your time and copy this one sa inyong mga notebooks. And as we read along with the selection, take down the important details. Okay? Sige. So while we're giving them time to do that, McPrince, there are also graphic organizers like Concept Map, T-Chart, Semantic Web, Venn Diagram, and Fishbone Diagram. Ayan, that is correct, McPrince. So Tutor Ann, ito yung reading selection natin. Go ahead, please.
All right. My mother bought my sister a new dress. It is bright yellow and filled with sparkly stones. The hemlines are stitched with a white lacy cloth. There are little roses with leaves embroidered on the skirt too. It is very pleasant to look at. Ayan. So based on our graphic organizer earlier na ipinakita ni Shooter Ace, so we have there already given you the topic, which is all about the dress given. And then we have there on the first hexagon, first shape dito, we have already provided with you the first description, bright yellow. So for the rest of the shapes here, all you have to do is to fill them with descriptions of the dress presented in the text that you have read. So you could at least give us three descriptions of the dress para ma-complete natin ang ating graphic organizer. And we have here Tutor Ace from Caleb. We have pleasant, sabi ni Caleb. Ano pa? How about from the others? Ano pa yung ginamit natin na description to describe the dress? Sabi ni
Mhm.
Caleb, filled with sparkly stones.
All right. So sino pa ba may ang makapagbigay diyan? All right, filled. Ito sabi ni Eileen, filled with sparkly stones, stitched with a white lacy cloth, and there are roses with leaves. All right. So really reveal na natin, Shira Ann. Ano ba yung mga details na hinahanap natin? So we have there, the topic is all about the dress. Ito yung mga nakuha natin. We have bright yellow, new, filled with sparkly stones, pleasant, and hemlines with white lacy cloth. So far, so
Yes.
good, right?
At tama naman sila, Tutor Ace. Actually, naibigay naman nilang lahat. Also from Heavenly, McPrince, Jacob, lazy cloth, ayan. New, sabi ni Yana. Very good. Good job, everyone.
All right, so here goes learning task number 2. Directions. Use the graphic organizer to present the problem and solutions in the following text. Okay, so gaya ng kanina, let us show you how this graphic organizer is supposed to look like. All right, so take your time. Very simple. We have a rectangle with rounded corners doon sa left. Diyan natin ilalagay yung problem. And then to the right, we have two rectangles with rounded corners for solution 1, solution 2, and two arrows pointing out towards them.
Alright, sige. Tutor Ace, simulan natin for our second text here. Andy
Yes.
always gets low scores. Andy always gets low scores in exams. He seems always tired and sleepy. He decided to sleep early at night. He also decided to spend most of his free time reading. After some time, his grades improved. Now, bago namin, before we transfer it to the next slide, identify first the problem and then take note of the two solutions presented here in the text. So, ano bang problema ni Andy dito at paano niya binigyang solusyon ang problemang ito?
All right. So once again, let's have a preview of the graphic organizer that we're going to be using for that particular text. Do we have answers already, champion learners? What is the problem? What are the two solutions?
At heto na nga, Tutor A, sabi ni Caleb, Andy's problem was his low scores. Diba? Low scores in exam, which is, of course, tama naman. Diba, Tutor Ace? Ayan.
Tingnan nga natin. Ayon, Andy always gets low scores in exams. You are correct. We have here Jairomir Lawton, Zaira, Caleb. Congratulations. Ayon, you're correct. Andy always gets low scores in exams. Sige, proceed naman tayo with the solution, the two solutions na nailista ninyo, na ilagay ninyo sa ating graphic organizer. Ayun, I'm going to flash the reading selection once again, the text, so that you can gather, take note of the important details.
At ayan na nga, Tutor Ace, meron na tayong sagot actually. So we have here from
Mhm.
Prince stating the problem and he always gets low scores and exams. Solutions, dalawang solution. Yung binigay ni Prince dito, sleep early at night. And then the second solution is use most of his free time reading. So we also have your answers from Rihanna. Solution, sleep early, study harder. And from nakita ko kanina from Heavenly. Parang may sagot na si Heavenly kanina. Ito, Heavenly. Sabi ni Heavenly, he decided to sleep early at night. And then the second solution, he decided to spend most of his time in reading. And ayan, tapos na. Tapos si Rihanna.
Sige.
Sino pa ba? The same also for Yana. Sleep early and spend his free time reading, which of course are the correct answers. Diba? So problem ni Andy, mababa yung score sa exam. So, he studied harder and slept early at night.
All right, so we have here learning task number 3, direction style. Use the appropriate graphic organizer given to present the series of events in the story. So eto, this one's a lot easier because the text and the graphic organizer are actually being shown on your screens right now, so we don't have to shift back and forth between, the text and the graphic organizer. So, ayon, there you go. So, would like you to take note of the sequence, the series of events, right, Chudaran?
Tama, Tutor A. So, alin kaya dito yung tamang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga pangyayari? So, this is on the left side of your screen. That's the series of events that you have to um, organize or put in order. So, we have already done the first one for you. So, the first event there should be Joshua woke up early and feels excited about his basketball game. So, basahin niyo munang maigi yung ating mga events dito. And then, let's see, ano kayang susunod na pangyayari? Diba? So, let's read probably at Tutor Ace the sentences na
Sure.
lang. So, we have here, his father took him to the basketball court. He happily helped his father wash and clean the car. Joshua got a pail, soap, and rags from the garage. Joshua woke up early and feels excited about his basketball game, and that's the first event here. He put on his basketball uniform while the car dried in the noon sun, and he ate a heavy breakfast with his father. So ano kaya yung susunod na mangyayari? Gumising si Joshua at saka very excited siya for his basketball game. What's the next? What should be the next event here?
All right. So
Ikaw ba Tutor Ace? Are you fond of playing basketball?
yes, I did play basketball in high school, but then hindi tayo pinalad sa height eh. So uh, hindi na ako masyadong nag-focus doon. Pero as a hobby, yes, during when I was in high school, sure, I did play basketball.
Ayan. So, ito na, tutors, meron na tayong sagot dito from Liana. Sabi niya, and from Jeromer, sabi nila, the second event should be he ate a heavy breakfast with his father. Tama ba sila?
Sige, tingnan natin. Yes, he ate a heavy breakfast with his father.
So, ano kaya ang
All right.
susunod dito? So, we're done with the first and the second. Ano naman yung third event dito? Gumising siya, he felt very excited, and now he ate breakfast with his father. What's the third or what's the next event? Yan. Ano kaya yung susunod, ika-third? Yung number three natin dito, ano kaya?
Mm. Chidaran, I think I understand baka natatagalan sila because they're gonna have to type in the entire sentence. So why don't we do it this way? Ayun na nga, say for example, the answer that we had earlier was actually found in the sixth sentence based sa ating graphic organizer. So we're just gonna have to ask them to give na lang kung anong sentence ba dun yung dapat na susunod. All right, but nevertheless, we have here McPrince saying that the third one is letter C. Joshua got a pail, soap, and rags from the garage. All right, so that's our third sentence. And from the given details na hindi pa na-organize, it's also coming from the third one sa list natin dyan. All right, so for the fourth sentence or the fourth event na dapat na mangyayari, ano ba yung what should follow? We actually have McPrince here kasi inubos na to ni McPrince eh. All right. Okay,
So,
so
yes, binigyan niyo na yung lahat
yes, very
ng
good.
sagot.
Thank
The
you
same
for that
also
one.
with Yana. So, can we just
Yeah,
probably read their answers? We
sure.
have here from Yana, sabi niya, he ate a heavy breakfast with his father. Joshua got a pail, soap, and rags from the garage. He happily helped his father wash and clean the car. He put on his basketball uniform while the car dried in the noon sun. And lastly, his father took him to the basketball court. The
Ayun.
same, I believe they have the
Yes.
same answers with McPrince as well. Sige nga, Tutor Ace, let's present the correct order of the events here. Ayan. So,
Yes.
he ate a heavy breakfast, got a pail, and then happily helped his father wash and clean the car, and then put on his basketball uniform. And, of course, his father took him to the basketball court. So, tama naman silang lahat. So,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
And of course, we would like to know their scores sa ating mga learning task kanina. We had the learning task number 1, 2, and 3. And we would like to know your scores. Type them in the comment section as we share to you your assessment slash additional exercise for week number 5. All right, so directions: use appropriate graphic organizers to present the important details in each paragraph or text. Write the answers on your answer sheet.
Yes, so again, ang tutor is yung ating assessment will be done by our tutees at their home na lang. Kasi medyo mahaba yung ating topic for today and 40 minutes is not really enough for us to really elaborate on this one. So kindly take a screenshot. So we will be providing you with three texts here and all you have to do is to present the ideas in the graphic organizer that you think is appropriate for each text.
All right, so here's number 1. Once again, champion learners, take a screenshot. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to do that. I think doable na yan within 10 seconds, right? Sige. So here goes number 1. All you have to do is just to make a graphic organizer for this particular reading text. Now here goes selection number 2. All right. So selection number
Yes.
2, take a screenshot, 10 seconds for you.
So I
Oh,
guess they're done. Or pwede rin naman nilang balikan yung ating online
mhm.
session, di ba? If they
Of
missed that, to have
course.
a copy. And this is our last text here. Yes, go Dennis, screenshot. Yes, para may ano ka, may copy ka. This
Or
will
what we can
be,
also do, Tutor Ann, just to back it up, we can also share this. I-post natin sa ating page mamaya para
yes, tama.
pwede na nilang tignan doon. All right? So it's easier for them. So additional ano lang naman, if you want to take a screenshot, that's perfectly fine. But nevertheless, rest assured, we're gonna post this one as well. All right.
Eto, may tanong si Althea, any graphic organizer po ba? Yes, Althea, as long as it's appropriate in presenting the ideas given in each text. Diba? So maraming graphic organizers tayo, you explore them and try to use those graphic organizers. And for your outputs, you may submit them here in our Facebook page, ETUlay English for with Tutor Ace and Tutor Ann. Send them as a message at nang makita namin kung paano nyo ginamit yung mga graphic organizers na inyong natutunan. Hi, Tutor Ace, medyo naka-unmute tayo.
Ayun. So once again, quick recap. Graphic organizers are charts or visuals.
All right, Ayan. I think you can hear me now. All right, so the button was actually stuck. All right, so Tutor Ann, quick recap. Graphic organizers are charts or visuals which are used to represent what we think of. They can help us understand what we read.
And also, they're useful tools in organizing and presenting information in a short, understandable manner. They can be in any form, design, shape, or size as long as they show or represent how much you understood the text read. And also, Tutor Ace, bago natin i-close ang ating session, meron pa tayong medyo may mga konting questions lang. For your assessment, once again, you have to present them in graphic organizer. So we have three texts, diba? So we will be expecting three graphic organizers as well from you. So isang graphic organizer lang per text.
But they're going to have to do all three, right?
Yes, tama.
Yan. All right. Sige. All right, so I think we were able to clear that up. And in behalf of the entire elementary English team, headed by none other than Dr. Rubilin Pastrano, thank you so much for your continued support sa ating ETUlay session every Tuesday afternoon. All right, so if you have feedback, we would like to encourage you to do so by sending us a feedback form using the link that's being provided there, or might as well scan the QR code that's also being flashed on screen right now. At ano pa ba yung pwede nilang gawin, Shooter Ann?
Yes, tama. For comments and suggestions, email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. At susunod na po, sina Tutor Annie and Tutor Jolie for English 5.
And this is Shooter Ace.
And this is Tutor Ann. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Have a great week.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay Tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!